He touched her cheek, and it was cold, cold in the middle of hell. Tiny breaths trembled her half-smiling lips. The children were there, too. Beyond a veil of smoke, he made out two smaller figures huddled in the ashes, sleeping. He carried all three of them out to the edge of the wheat field. "Molly, wake up! Kids! Kids, wake up!" They breathed and didn't move and went on sleeping. "Kids, wake up! Your mother is—" Dead? No, not dead, but he shook the kids as if they were to blame. They paid no attention. They were busy with their dreams. He put them back down and stood over them. His face cut with lines. He knew why they'd slept through the fire and continued to sleep. He knew why Molly just lay there, never wanting to laugh again. The power of the wheat and the scythe. Their lives, supposed to end yesterday, May 30th, 1938, had been prolonged simply because he refused to cut the grain. They should have died in the fire. That's the way it was meant to be. But since he had not used the scythe, nothing could hurt them. A house had flamed and fallen, and still they lived, caught halfway, not dead, not alive, simply waiting. And all over the world, thousands more just like them, victims of accidents, fires, disease, suicide, waited, slept just like Molly and her children slept, not able to die, not able to live, all because a man was afraid of harvesting the ripe grain, all because one man thought he could stop working with a scythe and never work with that scythe again. He looked down upon his children. The job had to be done every day, and every day with never stopping, but going on, with never a pause, but always the harvesting, forever and forever and forever. All right, he thought. All right, I'll use the scythe. He didn't say goodbye to his family. He turned with a slow-feeding anger and found the scythe and walked rapidly. He began to trot. Then he ran with long jolting strides into the field, raving, feeling the hunger in his arms. As the wheat whipped and flailed his legs, he pounded through it, shouting. He stopped. "Molly!" he cried, and raised the blade and swung it down. "Susie!" he cried. "Drew!" and swung the blade down again. Somebody screamed. He didn't turn to look at the fire-ruined house. And then, sobbing wildly, he rose above the grain again and again, and hewed to left and right, and to left and to right, and to left and to right, over and over and over, slicing out huge scars in green wheat and ripe wheat with no selection or care, cursing over and over, swearing, laughing, the blades swinging up and down, falling in the sun, with a singing whistle. Down, bombs shattered London, Moscow, Tokyo. The blades swung insanely. The kilns of Belsen and Buchenwald took fire. The blades sang, crimson wet, and mushrooms vomited out blind suns at white sands, Hiroshima, Bikini, and up through incontinental Siberian skies. The grain wept in a green rain falling. Korea, Indochina, Egypt, India trembled, Asia stirred, Africa woke in the night, and the blade went on rising, crashing, severing with the fury and the rage of a man who has lost, and lost so much that he no longer cares what he does to the world. Just a few short miles off the main highway, down a rough dirt road that leads to nowhere, just a few short miles from a highway jammed with traffic, bound for California. Once in a while during the long years, a jalopy gets off the main highway, pulls up steaming in front of the charred ruin of a little white house at the end of a dirt road to ask instructions from the farmer they see just beyond, the one who works insanely, wildly, without ever stopping, night and day in the endless fields of wheat. But they get no help and no answer. The farmer in the field is too busy, even after all these years, too busy slashing and chopping the green wheat instead of the ripe. And Drew Erickson moves on with his scythe, with the light of blind suns and a look of white fire in his never-sleeping eyes, and on and on and on. And that is the end of The Scythe.